Friday the 13th, Part 2 is a slasher horror movie sequel. So, in this movie, this time we're still following camp counselors, but instead of being at Crystal Lake, it's right around the block from it, and there's warnings not to go visit Crystal Lake, as just recently those murders happened, and I guess there's like a 5-year time skip between part 1 and part 2. So yeah, basically Jason's mother just killed all those people 5 years ago, and there's just lore and legends, and basically the main camp counselor is telling the other camp counselors kinda to scare them so they just stay off the property. Well, in this one, we actually have Jason. Oh, but he's not rocking the hockey mask. He's kind of rocking like this potato sack. He has a crazy evolution, but just like the first one, he is pissed that people are having sex, and he hates camp counselors, and he systematically kills them one by one in just these gruesome ways. And at the end, he kind of gets to being more lore accurate as he takes a machete to the shoulder, and he's just been living in these woods. He's a crazy guy. He still has the head of his dead mom because she was decapitated, and it's a good movie. So that is just like the short plot of part 2, because these movies are basically just camp counselors getting murdered. So my review to Friday the 13th, part 2. Well, just what do I say? 2 is not bad. Definitely it's not a bad movie. Like I said, it was good, but it just definitely wasn't as good as 1. As 1, I don't know, something about just it being first person, even though there was kind of like some first person shots in the second one, it just wasn't the same. And just kind of seeing Jason with this like potato sack instead of the mask, it's like, it's definitely, these movies take a while for you to get to the Jason that we all know and love. Now, one thing I did like about this movie was obviously the boobs. There's always boobs in these movies, and that's what I like about them, but I think that's also what made these movies popular. There were some pretty good kills. Yeah, I mean, it's just basically like the first one, just instead of Jason's mother is Jason this time. But there is one thing I noticed, like with these stories, like the writing is kind of shoddy, as I don't think while making these movies they really knew what they wanted to do. It's just like Jason's mom did everything she did because her son drowned, but it turns out he was living in the woods. I don't know, just kind of like, But yeah, besides that, I mean, these are like classic horror movies, like, even though like they might not really just hold up now, like these were like big movies back then. But yeah, just the main takeaway is it's just not as good as the first one in my opinion. And obviously we don't get the Jason we all know and love, so it's kind of like a movie that's in limbo. That's just the best way I can explain it. So, and the acting was halfway decent. I actually liked some of the actors and actresses in this one. It was just all in all a fun movie still. So, my recommendation for Friday the 13th, Part 2, in no shape or form are these, like, at least Part 2 a bad movie. So, I would definitely recommend it, as obviously you're going to want to watch all of them. So, I mean, I wouldn't not recommend it. It's just, the first one was kind of iconic, and the second one didn't really build off of it yet, but eventually it just gets to this crazy movie franchise, which it's starting off. It's just a slow snowball, and the second one is just kind of there. But I would definitely still just recommend this movie as it was good. I enjoyed it.